Hey guys, this is Dol LaForêt talking about the new series on Nickelodeon right now. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or TMNT. Before I get into my review, let me talk about what I usually do. Before I record anything, I like to explore the web to see what people are thinking and to find cool and creative ideas to talk about. Don't worry, I'll give credit to the people who actually came up with those ideas. In my opinion, let's say you came up with a great prediction and lo and behold, it actually happened on the show. You should get credit for being accurate, even and especially if you don't make your own videos or reviews. So, hint hint, if you have a really cool idea that you want me to talk about, or if you want me to check out some other reviewers who do come up with really cool ideas, comment below. I will go through all the ideas and all the reviewers, and if I like what I see, I'll definitely talk about them. Alright, getting into the actual review. Alright, this review is really late, and I apologize for that. I have seen the third episode, but I have a separate review planned out for that. So, this review is specifically for the season premiere. So, in other words, Rise of the Turtles Parts 1 and 2. Okay, like many reviewers out there, I was both apprehensive and excited when I heard about this show. On the one hand, I was like, yes, the awesomeness of the Turtles will be revived. But on the other, I was like, oh god, what if the makers of the show completely ruin the Turtles? Ha! So, I watched a lot of the trailers and sneak peeks to get a feel of what this show was about, but I ended up getting more apprehensive with each sneak peek. So I was like, you know what? Forget this. Let's just watch the actual episodes. And I'm glad I made that call because you know what? The creators of the show know what they're doing. Here's the thing, and this is something that I really appreciate about the show. It's a mix of the 87 show, of the 2003 show, everything that came before it. But at the same time, this show is nothing like them, which is a paradox. Let me put it this way, it's doing its own thing while tipping its hat off to its forefathers. Since I am a firm believer in giving credit where credit is due, I applaud and respect this move. Speaking of moves, the creators made a lot of them that we haven't seen in recent renditions of the Turtles. For example, the animation. We've seen 3D like animation before with the 2007 movie, but we haven't seen any 2D anime effects thrown in there as well. That's probably why I'm getting a Teen Titans vibe from this show. It's this whole anime thing is an odd addition to a story that originated from comics, not from manga. But I still approve of this combination. The anime effects, I should say, add to the humor, but the 3D gives the animators more room to experiment with the turtles' appearances. And I know I am not the only one who was glad that each turtle had his own unique appearance. Mikey, let's start with him. He's got these freckles and they make him look so cute. And that makes sense. He's kinda like the youngest out of all the turtles. And yes, I know, they're all 15. Raph looks like a badass, and that makes sense. He is one. Donnie is a clever quote-unquote scientist, so is it really surprising that he kinda looks like a nerd? Leo, on the other hand, there's nothing really, special about him. He looks really plain. And I get it, he's calm, he's mature, and he's rational. And that all those qualities make him a good leader, but there's nothing that's particularly distinguishing about him. So that's why I find it odd that, he's so normal, relatively speaking, because, he's a mutant turtle, but at the same time, he wants to be more. He wants to be a hero. Hopefully, this will be something significant later on in the show. All right. In every version of the Turtles that I can remember at least, there has been this really strong sense of family. As the 2003 Leo put it, when one of them goes down, they all go down because they rely on each other so much. In this series, there's none of that strong camaraderie. I mean, seriously, A, they tease each other more than they actually appreciate each other, and B, they fought against each other better than they did together. Since, like, it, I thought about it and it makes sense. They've lived a sheltered life. They don't exactly know what danger really means. So they don't get why they would, need each other so much. So it makes sense. However, things are about to get hairy, especially with the Shredder deciding to relocate to New York City. So I think they'll start to become more of a family unit as the show progresses. Alright, now to get into Splinter and April. Starting off with Splinter. There were a lot of opinions about the new Splinter, and people are starting to, get used to the new Splinter and get used to this new appearance. So I'm not going to talk a lot about him, especially since I didn't even mind how he looked in the first place. As long as he embodies the wisdom of a sensei and he, knows ninjutsu and treats the turtles not like his minions, but, like his sons, then I'm cool with whether he was Hamato Yoshi or is Hamato Yoshi or whatever else that people may have not liked about his new reincarnation. He's obviously not perfect. I mean, hello, he didn't even teach the brothers how to fight together before he realized that it was a bit of a problem. So, still, I do like this new Splinter, and yeah, nothing more to say. April, though, did create quite a bit of a stir before the show did start, because no one expected her to be a teenager. We were all used to seeing April as an adult with a job and her own place. So I definitely didn't like it when I first heard that she was going to be a teenager. But now, you know, I can see why the creators of this show would make that call, and I don't mind it as much. April should be at about the same age as the turtles so that they can all connect to one another. The reason why that the adult April worked so well, say in the 2K3 series, was because the turtles were actually much older and it was easier for her to bond with them. And to get that same level of connection in this series, again, April and the turtles need to be on the same maturity level. Again, as long as April isn't an airhead, and she's not in this series. She is tough. She's not going to go down without a fight. She's pretty good at thinking on her feet, as we saw when she was in prison and she had that idea of pretending to be sick. That shows me that she's clever. So I will not complain about this April. Just yeah, because she is a respectable character. Okay, almost done. There is one thing, just one thing, that I do not like about the first, the series premiere, and that is Donnie's crush on April. Seriously, was it necessary? On the one hand, I get it. It's funny, it's cute, and Donnie is a sweetie, but the thought of a makeout session between April and Donnie just grosses me out. Let me put it this way. A turtle and a human sitting in a tree. Kissing. Is there anyone who heard that and honestly wished a marriage and a baby carriage for the happy turtle human couple? I hope not. The only thing I do hope is that April doesn't feel the same way, and what would make it even better is if a male human character, say, Casey, I don't know, shows up and sweeps April off her feet. The thing is, I'm okay with April, liking the turtles as close friends or as brothers, but not, not as potential boyfriend material. Alright, that's everything I had to say about the series premiere. I do have one question for you guys. Is is there a character that you're really looking forward to seeing? And if there is, who is it? Thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a great Thanksgiving.